in reality, our relationship isn't built off of debt.
Right.
And so that messed me all the way up that whole week or two. And I was just like, God, and like, because initially I was just confused. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
I was like, yo, we done this, just the ice cream, $5. Come on.
$5? That's a Sunday. That's $5. There's a brownie at the bottom of that.
That's maybe a brownie or some kind of
No
strawberry
wonder why
shortcake
I
out
owe
there.
you anything. You might get a single dip.
That's why he said that.
Man.
What do I need to do to help you get to this next level?
I feel like you can put me northeast, southwest. As I was saying, I was like, I don't know my answer, so I need to think. No, I was like,
Welcome to C2C podcast, where we touch on and break down elements of creativity in its many forms. I am your host, Create, or Darius Murphy, and this is our co-host, Nomad.
Or Isaiah Curry.
Or Isaiah Curry.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I guess I'm sticking with it now.
Yep, it's there now.
Right.
I did that intentionally. As I was editing last episode, I was like, let me go ahead and throw Nomad in there.
Okay.
So Nomad it is.
By the way, guys, I have not seen any episode.
Nope.
I don't have
He
it.
saw a taste of it, especially with the new branding.
We've done how many so far?
In here,
Period.
in general, shoot, we've done a lot, but season or episode wise, I think we cut the cap I think it's like 5 or 6 from season 1, the premiere season.
That's it?
That's all we're using.
Out of the 14?
14 or so. Well, we had 2 of those that weren't it, just off rip. And then we had some that flowed kind of well, like you could tell like we were new to it type of thing.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, it would not hurt if we took these out. And so I was like, nah.
They can watch that on like the Patreon or something. I imagine we have a Patreon by now. I don't know.
I'm almost positive we will.
I'm just here.
Season 2, come on, man.
So what are we talking about?
So today we are talking about something. We're gonna be talking about.
Here's the deal. We just talked about this.
Yeah, here's the thing. We were talking about a lot of stuff. We've been talking about a lot of stuff.
Godly amount.
And so
In multiple different veins and multiple different areas,
different-
multiple different
yeah.
lanes, and how business works and
yeah,
future.
yeah. So I think today's was
Intention.
intention. What are your intentions as a creative or a creator in general?
Yeah.
So I think this is one of those topics that it can vary from person to person, or could there possibly be a broad perspective of where intentions should be, or where intentions should be looking towards, or whatever. Like, where should my heart be in this area of creating or whatever?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Even though we just talked about this, I have another thought that went through my head.
That's good.
Because then I think it depends on which outlet are you talking about. So as far as right now, when it comes to music, I want to write in a way that makes you question the things around you or yourself.
Okay.
Whereas if it was like, if you asked me to come up with a new product, that product is then not for you to question the things around you or yourself. It is to make something that benefits you and the people around you in a way that is, I would imagine, simple, but very effective.
Yeah. So with the music thing, with your intentions being primarily for others and basically how they view things around them, is there a specific process for you that you go through that? Because mine is a little bit different, and I'll probably talk about that a little bit after yours, because especially since we're both musically inclined.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I didn't think so.
You're musically inclined for sure. What does that look like? Do you have to be super intentional on your verbiage? Do you have to be super intentional in the process of creating in general? Like, what does that look like for you?
Okay, so then we are going to skim over a couple topics that we just talked about with this, but we'll go into detail in other episodes.
Yeah.
So for me, I like all of the what is that called?
I don't know.
I love every element of writing.
Okay.
Foreshadowing.
Okay.
Alliteration. I love haikus. Any form of poetry.
Okay.
My downfall is I have not been taught storytelling. So
that could be very vital.
Yeah. So it takes me an extremely long time to come up with a song. So the lack of understanding the art of storytelling.
Yeah.
But with the intention to be as complex as possible with my writing, with schemes, with implementing the things that make me enjoy music.
So is there an aspect of it to where you were like, I want to be able to enjoy this music as well?
Oh, 100. I don't think I really write for other people. I write to express myself and how I view. Okay. And if people attach to it, then that speaks to a place in themselves. That's how I think.
I think I think like that in the area of filmmaking or screenwriting and stuff like that. I'm like, other people might not see this perspective, but I want to write in a way that maybe people are expressing this or feel this way about, whatever this is, but I am writing so that they're like, okay, number one, I'm not alone. And then number two, everyone can see from my perspective what the heck is going on. And so, yeah, I love that.
Yeah. There's a thing that I've been kind of battling because, I mean, we touched on, I don't know if I said it on camera, but I thought about battle rapping.
Yeah.
I don't know if we said it on camera.
I don't know if we did. We'll see on one of the episodes, season 1.
So I'm in a weird place to where like
you gotta clip that down. That's bothering me.
That's ugly.
That's bothering
it is ugly
me.
though.
Yeah.
For y'all that are audio only. Never mind, I'm never gonna explain it.
Hey, bro, you left them. Hey,
like, how do you? It's just a clip that holds the
wire down is up, and I just wanted you to clip it down.
Sorry, dog. Hey.
Jeez, man.
Well, I let them know, so it is what it is. But there's a piece of me which I am battling internally in my head. Conversation with the man upstairs.
Yeah.
About what's appropriate in expressing yourself.
That's a whole nother podcast.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Yes, and that's an all reality to our fans out there, our audience that's watching, that's been following us. That's been one of my biggest challenges with this is speaking with spiritual authority and all this other stuff with my values, kingdom values. Like, what is too much in a sense?
Yeah, going with your convictions and not my other convictions.
Yeah.
No one else's convictions.
Yeah. And so so I get that 100%. Like that's been a huge battle for me. But I think that is a part of the journey of just being a creative in general.
100%.
So like I am expressing this, and then you have two aspects of it, because you have we're gonna just call them corporate world or the world in general, then you have
we skimming over a couple topics.
Yeah,
we just so this is that foreshadowing.
Yeah, so y'all get the full in-depth type of stuff on that. But yeah, you just have those two worlds, and you're like, okay, one says I can fully express myself and be me, and one says, and it's not. I don't know how to word it to where it doesn't sound like I'm bashing one, but one says I can fully be myself, be you. But is that a negative thing overall? Can there be a negative light? Because like you said, I mean, you don't know, in my beliefs, my values, you don't know your own heart. And so it's just like, is this good thing? I think you mentioned it with parenting or whatever, like in this good thing, or I'm doing this thing because I was taught it and it was, passed down to me. My expression of this can that be negative if I'm giving all myself and freely, or are there values that I should be attaching this creativity too, that they don't limit my creativity, but they allow me to express in a healthy way fully.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah,
It's tough.
that is
It's
tough.
Because I see people that do a lane of what I wish I could do, and they do it in a way that's appropriate, that I see as appropriate, but I don't know how to tap in. Like, I do it. Sorry, y'all. I just heard a noise and the door is open. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We got headphones on. And let me say this. I apologize for the acoustics right now. We have the door open, and I think that you might be able to hear the outside AC because the AC in here is off, and it's extremely hot.
That's why my bottle of water is almost gone. So,
What water is that?
it's Fiji.
Fiji.
Hit us up.
One
still
day.
waiting. Yeah, we still waiting.
I mean, shoot. Or we could just make C2 water.
That's facts.
Y'all don't want that product.
No, yes, you do.
Y'all don't want that product.
Not right now.
It's going to have food coloring in it.
That's wild.
Yeah. Y'all want that yellow water? Oh, I don't know why I chose yellow. That's the worst color water you could get. That's pee. That's filtered pee. That's crazy.
You have just made our intro.
Oh my God.
You just made our intro.
I don't even know what we're talking about. I know the idea of mimetic thinking was jumping into my head. When you were saying, is it the way that you were, or people cling on to the way that they're raised,
right?
Whether it's healthy or unhealthy. So, whatever. I don't know where I was going with that.
Well, we're talking in general. Yeah. Okay.
Battle rap. In battle rap, I see the Four Horsemen, primarily Loso and A-Ward. And I'm like, y'all got it. Because you are going at the person, and you're not, like, you're bashing, but you're not necessarily bashing to a point where, like, you're degrading.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not
You're
degrading.
just pointing out flaws in someone. I don't view that as wrong.
Yeah.
I want to go at people's throats, and I want to be aggressive and say, like, well, I'll kill you under the bridge, and then I'll stuff your body in the trunk with your kids or something. Like something, like I want to go crazy.
Wow, that's wild.
But then I had the thought of, like, I think I can be. I think there's a place for that. As long as
some kids,
a place to express that, as long as I label the intention behind it.
Okay.
So, like, I thought of a song.
Yeah.
Called, like, Flesh Talk or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And that's where I'm like, okay, this person or this one song is going to express a lot of thoughts that go through my head that I could say that culture would be like, oh man, that's fire.
Yeah.
And that's the vein that I grew up in. Like, that's the environment. That's the sound that I grew up in. That's the attitude, the let me throw on my I'm better, my arrogance coat or whatever. Yeah. And then let me talk.
Yeah.
Whereas Isaiah, like, I don't know if that's where people like Slim Shady. That's shady. Eminem's not really like that.
Yeah.
But Eminem is like that.
Yeah,
period. Marshall Mathers is like that. Yeah. But do I come up with an alter ego in that sense and be like, oh well, when this guy, like, this is the because there's different avenues.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think if you think in the perspective of saying something like, okay, these are my thoughts and this is what goes on in my head, but I think there are appropriate avenues for those things to be expressed. So I agree with that 100%. I don't know about the alter ego type of thing, but I think that there are appropriate avenues for those things to be expressed in full, to where you can. It's necessary for those things to be said, and it doesn't throw anything off or throw any red flags to anyone's ears. It's like, okay, like, that makes sense. Like, for example, like, if you are hypothetically writing about, I was about to go into some deep, dark stuff, so I'm going to stop. But if you are writing in general, and it is on this topic, and this topic is necessary for me to say, oh, in the scenario, I'm throwing my kid, I'm putting you in the trunk of my car with your kids.
Hoping it ain't done beautifully.
Yeah.
Chucking the deuces up, and the only thing standing is the middle thing. That's literally a part out of the song. But I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I think, which that was dope. But I think that I think there are avenues and appropriate times for certain things. For example, Kendrick was nervous to do his first flow session because he was like, I don't, and this is like, no. This is the appropriate avenue for you to do this in. Like, it's not, you're not coming out saying I am this like thug dude rapping about this and how hard I am and all this other stuff. No, this is, you're spitting fire, and whatever you're saying is attached to a purpose and a goal or whatever we want to call it. And so I think there are just appropriate avenues for specific things.
Yeah. I don't know, at least for me, which, okay. Yeah, we still got a decent amount of time. I don't know if for me, if it is a matter of throwing it out there and seeing if I am okay with it, or if it's I'll hold on to this thought of mine until something inside me changes or agrees or disagrees with it.
And I think there's seasons for that. Right. I think there are seasons for you to process, okay, I have this feeling. I have this feeling just for the health of, number one, the people that you're in relationship with, but then for the people that, and it's not saying that, oh, you want to be viewed a certain way. No. It's just like, whatever is like, this thing inside of me could be very negative. Let me process this and make sure that it's not coming from a bad and negative place, but it's coming from a healthy place, a true place, because truth can look ugly. And so you don't want to suppress that truth, but at the same time, you want to process it and make sure it is healthy. It's coming out, especially coming out in a healthy way.
Okay. I think this goes back to what are the intentions of creating stuff? Because I also have an audience in mind, but I don't curate for the audience. It's just what I make falls into that lane, avenue, that people group. I enjoy real, authentic people. Yeah. I enjoy people that are vulnerable, who are honest, who people are transparent. Yeah, all of that. Yeah. I have a very hard time, and to my fault, I genuinely prefer to separate from people that don't have that. Yeah. Now, it's one thing if you fail in one of those areas, then it's like, okay, well, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I'll still be around you, but if you're not checking off the boxes in the couple, it's like, all right, there's a boundary now. Yeah, like, so you're saying if you're not being intentional as a person, then that's where that separation comes. Because I have a thought in that area. Because with me, I'm a little bit different, and it's funny how you get to see people's minds and all this, especially with stuff like this. But with me, it's just like automatic. I already know how people are, especially if you're not healed, especially if you're going through stuff, if you're not walking with people, all that stuff. You're not in community in general. Yeah. Like, I can only imagine what kind of person you are from that. And so I always take it with a grain of salt. And so it's not necessarily I trust this person, but I trust this person to be who they are. And so my trust turns from I can't trust you to I can trust you to be you. Like, I can't trust you to be you, and whoever you are in this season, in this, this year or whatever, like, that is you. And so I trust you to be you fully. Now, if there are aspects to it that don't agree with my life, I think naturally we'll be separated. But if you are consistently in my life and there are still things in you that necessarily aren't who I am or what I believe or agree with or whatever, you're here for a reason. In my belief, like, you are here for a reason in my life. Maybe it is to challenge me. Maybe it is to help me grow in a different aspect. But you're placed here for a reason. And so instead of me saying, I can't trust this person, I need to separate myself, which I do believe there are intentional seasons of you needing to do that depending on where you are, walk wise. But
I think that if I take somebody and say I can't trust you in general, I got to separate myself because this is the type of person you are.
Right.
I would never be in a relationship with T-Mine. I would never be in a relationship with a lot of people that. And so it's just like, I have to trust you in a different way. I trust you to be yourself. And then I just draw that line with everybody. I trust you to be you, whoever you are in this season, whatever place you're at in this season. I trust you to be you fully. And so I don't even know how we got on that.
No, okay. So I don't know if I throw us back on track or if I give my 2 cents on that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that conversation would just go down that is such a good freaking topic.
It is a really good one.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna touch on that because I agree with the if I know you,
yeah,
there is room for error.
Sure. Okay.
If I do not know you, why would I invite that into my life?
Yeah,
to a degree, because I can be drawn to someone.
Sure.
And I know for a fact, well, if I'm drawn to you, I'm not. Yeah. I don't go out looking for people.
Yeah.
If I'm drawn to you, oh yeah. I don't care what you got.
Yeah, 100%.
There's a reason for this. But if I'm not drawn to you and you come at me with just nonsensical nonsense.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey man, would you like to collab or whatever?
Nah,
nigga. Like, hey, I respect what you're doing. I just got a lot in my life right now that I have to maintain.
Sure.
And to throw someone else's, which, I mean, I would raise my hand and say that's a flaw in me, to take someone else's baggage and say, hey, go ahead and put that into my life, and then I have to, like, I just, in my head, I just don't understand.
Well, yeah,
bringing someone into your life just to put up walls/boundaries, boundaries, and say, I only want X amount of you. And I will, or I will only give you X amount of me until this thing is done. This thing is done. This thing is done. Then I gotta pull back.
I think that's why I said naturally things will happen, because I don't have to put up any walls. Those walls, whatever walls are up, are already up, and so naturally I'm already like, if you're into the party lifestyle and you party hypothetically every single day,
right?
That's not my life. You won't be seeing me every day because you're partying every day,
right? And
so I think naturally, certain things, and whenever we do need to come together, those seasons or those days or times, if they will come to fruition. And so I don't think that everything is open. You're coming into my life, and then I have to put walls up. I'm thinking my walls are up, and whatever naturally, genuinely happens. I think it will happen however it needs to happen, especially if I'm being intentional on me and the things that I know I've struggled with or whatever in the past, whatever is whatever. And so if those things are already up in general, I think naturally, I think the relationship will grow naturally or, grow apart naturally.
Yeah.
So.
And my biggest thing, and I mean, this is the last thing I'll say on it. Excuse me. If I see someone with flaws and they're actively wanting to change or grow, that's completely different. That is completely different.
I agree with that.
Because then, to me, you're not a stranger. You are like I am.
Yeah, 100%.
You are in the pursuit of what is right or bettering yourself. And someone who betters themselves is a better person at the end of the day.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with that totally. And it makes it easier relationally. Like, I don't have
significantly.
Yeah, like, number one, I don't have to deny you every day because you're coming to me wanting to party. Like, I don't have to do that. Or the first time you come to me and you're saying, hey, I'm about to go to this party. You trying to go to this party? And you're like, no, I'm good. I'm staying home with the fam.
Right.
And then them responding or shifting based off of that, like, wait, or even asking themselves the question or you the question, like, wait, why every time I ask you to come to party with me, you don't? And then you actually get to break it down to them, and they're like, they're receiving everything that you're saying, and they're taking that in for their own knowledge, and they're growing from that. So yeah, I agree with that. I think it makes it tremendously easy, a lot easier for you to navigate through that type of relationship versus someone who says that they desire to be in your life and have no intention on changing.
Yeah, or to the same in the same vein, like someone that I'm tired of saying vain. That's like the 5th time I said it today, and I don't know why. I know, like I don't know where I picked that
the
up.
word today.
Vain.
Word of the day.
I don't
Vain.
know. Well, it could be fossil, but you know, I'm saying a little 35 on the radius. It's not really, but whatever.
I cannot.
But someone who does party and they're like, hey, you gonna come to the club with us?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't enjoy the club.
Yeah.
It does something to me that I don't like.
Yeah.
I'm not me. I'm more of a facade, or I'm in survival.
That just made me think of something else.
Yeah, I'm more in survival mode. I can't give you all of me at that point because I'm more worried about myself. So I'd rather not. We could do something else later on.
Yeah.
And my hope is in that if they become defensive, you're not. You have to grow.
Yeah.
If you become, what's that word? Offended by my response to that, bro, there's something with you. But if you respect that, you're like, oh, okay, yeah. We'll just get together doing something else that is the middle ground.
Sure.
100%.
And it's not even.
That's what I want.
Yeah, and it's not even for me. It's not even middle ground. Like for me, if you are doing something and you've invited me to something, and I'm a little bit different. If someone invites me to somewhere that I know, like I know where I've grown, and I know that I have grown, and they're like, hey, come to the club with me, and I'm just, number one, I'm just like, all right, my wife's gonna come with me, and if she doesn't want to go, bottom line, we ain't going, and we ain't gonna be there. And so if for me, it's always like if she's willing to go and we don't mind, we have the time, let's go. Like I express to the individual, I don't want to be here. I'm gonna express that to you, and I'm gonna make it clear. I am only coming because you invited me and you really desire me to be here. I'll go for that first time, but after I've expressed to that individual, I do not want to be here, and they keep inviting me, and there is no, I don't even know what that would be, like reciprocation, like there's no form of them saying, okay, they went to something that I wanted them to go to, and they didn't want to go. Let me try to compensate and be like, okay, y'all don't have to come here all the time. Like, let's kind of like what you were just saying. There's some middle ground here.
Yeah, there's some sort of commonality that we can both enjoy.
Yeah, and because number one, if we are drawn to each other, there has to be some kind of, I don't want to say have to. There's some commonality majority of the time.
I've never not seen it be a thing.
Yeah, and so it's just like, okay, we don't have to go to the club. And then a lot of what makes this podcast went a totally different direction.
Sure did, but I mean, we can throw us back on track.
Yeah, no, we could do that after this one. If you're building a relationship with somebody intentionally, just in general, I think that if you're basing your relationship off of scenarios that you didn't come to this or whatever, you have an unhealthy relationship.
100%.
You have an unhealthy
100%.
relationship. So like if our relationship shouldn't be based on how many times I went to the club with you. Our relationship should be how many deep conversations how many real conversations have we had. If you had an issue with me, how many times have you came to me and genuinely wanted to understand what the heck was going on? Yeah. Or if we had an issue together, how many times have we mended it or whatever? Like I see that stuff was way more of a priority than me hanging out with you every single day, going to somewhere that I'm not comfortable, where I'm not comfortable being. And so if you're looking at it in the light of, I'm going to see if this person is really in relationship with me, or is really a friend, or really, a brother, or really whatever. And I'm going to ask them to come here. Like if you're basing that off of that, especially in seasons when I grow past where I'm at right now, and I'm saying yes to everything.
Are you saying you say no to a lot?
No, I'm saying I say yes to a lot.
Okay.
And I think there's gonna be a season to where it's just like I understand the balance and the power of saying no.
I am on track with where you're thinking now.
Yeah. And so yeah, if there's gonna be a really hard conversation we're gonna have eventually, because like I I don't believe that we can build a healthy relationship no matter who it is, if it is based off if these are the grounds that our relationship have to be moving from. And so yeah, I think there's a lot that would go into it, but to condense that down, that's what came to my head as we were talking.
Yeah, I think because the last thing I'm gonna say to that is I think in a relationship, the moment someone says someone has to do something, you know what I'm saying? Instead of I would like you to.
Daniel smacked me in the face with that one day.
I'd love to hear this. I've never heard Daniel speak on this. I think
literally it was over something really, really small, but for whatever reason, that whole week or two, it messed me up. And I'm gonna express what it was, and y'all gonna be like, "What the heck? Why is it that?" That was a small scenario. And, anyways, so this was a while back, probably a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years. Daniel and Charlie pulled up to the house, and they pulled in. They just left Brahms, and they were just munching on ice creams. And there was something that Daniel said or whatever, and it reminded me that there was something that he didn't do for me or whatever. And I was like, I literally I saw them eating the ice cream. I was like, dang, bro. I said, you could have got me an ice cream or whatever. You didn't even ask me. I said, you owe me an ice cream at least. And then he literally snapped his neck at me. He's like, I don't owe you nothing. And I was like, whoa. And literally I walked inside and I was like, you don't owe me nothing.
I think I need to go swing on it.
No, he swung on me with that one because I was just like, what? That messed me up. I was like, what do you mean? Literally you might practically owe me something, but there's not. And in that, how I took it was like, there should be nothing that you're telling me that I owe you. Everything that we're doing together is relationally.
Yeah.
And so for you to tell me that I owe you this means that there's a debt that needs to be paid.
Yeah.
And in reality, our relationship isn't built off of debt.
Right.
And so that messed me all the way up that whole week or two. And I was just like, God, and because initially I was just confused. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
I was like, you owe me nothing. It's just an ice cream, $5. Come on.
$5? That's a sundae. That's $5. There's a brownie at the bottom of that.
That's maybe a brownie or some kind of
no
strawberry
wonder why
shortcake.
I owe you anything. You might get a single dip.
That's why he said that. Because they eat Sunday strawberry shortcake.
Man, $5 for ice cream is crazy.
I don't know. I just be getting it.
Yeah, no. Yeah. No, that's one thing that I've appreciated, which I don't think I've vocalized. That's one thing I've appreciated from you is the intentionality to grow. Now, there was a season.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
There was a
lot of seasons
where I say you were stuck.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if I could say plateau because I never asked you about it.
Yeah.
But you there, as far as I've seen, you were the same person for a handful of months.
Yeah, I think in those seasons there's and I've gone through a lot of them. So there's seasons where what? What?
You got through a lot of them where you're just stuck for months.
Well, yeah, it's weird
I get
because
it. No,
there's some that
real.
are seen, and then there's some that are internal that people don't see.
Right.
And so
that's what I'm like, I don't know which one it is.
Yeah, and so for me, in that season that you were saying, or those handful of seasons that you were saying, majority of the time that you've seen me, it was either a genuine stuck or rarely, but very possible, it could have been me running from something. And running, and what I've experienced in my experience of walking with people in general, running can look the exact same as stuck. And in reality, it might be the exact same as being stuck. But in those seasons, it was probably me running from some truths that I needed to face and accept and then grow from. Or there might have been a season of me literally thinking that I was at a place that I was not. And that's why especially with our relationship, that's why I was like, man, there's a lot of repentance that I need to do, lifelong repentance that I need to do with individuals, because things that I have spoken in specific seasons, and just because I thought I was out of place. And then, like I always tell Amber, I'm like, man, I look back at those seasons, I cringe because it's just like, bro, what were you saying? Like, what the who are you to even think that you're at this level when everyone's growing, like everybody's growing, everyone's walking, and then to have the ideology that individuals could be at a certain place. And there's just, so I was probably in one of those type of seasons to where it's like, oh yeah, you look stuck and it feels like you're stuck because that dude is stuck, and that probably was the reality of it.
I don't know if I want to go down that way because the more that's being said, the farther away from the original topic.
Well, the topic was, what are your intentions? And I really think that this, even though it went a different direction than what we intended, like if we would have never said any of this, like they would have, if no one, you guys probably would have never known.
You know.
Yeah.
No.
And so,
all right, so I'm gonna just keep on going.
Keep going.
Now that I think about it, in this season that I'm thinking of, okay, I believe. All right, y'all. Here's the deal. This is why I'm thinking so hard.
Every time you talk, I'm not trying to cut you off. I am.
Yeah, no, you get.
Every time you talk, I know the people that are listening on audio are like, are they done? Because this dude takes so long.
You gotta put like white noise in the background so they know it's still going.
And we still here. We still here.
Yeah. Sorry guys. I'm playing through a lot of stuff in my head right now.
And I don't want you to change that. I was just I just thought it was funny.
Because I can't control it. So for those who watched the last podcast,
last episode,
I was playing back a lot in my head what was being said from myself, and I could tell that I knew when I was saying it that it was coming from a wounded place, and I don't know if I can say what I was going to say without speaking from that place because they tie together.
Yeah.
But
I think
I'm okay with I am okay with whatever comes from this. So back to the season. Man, I wish I could show them the was it 5 years? We've been around each other.
Yeah.
5 years. The first 3.
When did you get here? 18?
We're a mess. Ooh.
It had to have been around 18.
19? August of
19.
No. Yeah, I think I got baptized in 19.
Okay.
I don't know though.
This
I'm not.
Summer. So 4 or 5 years.
Okay. This specific season that I see in my head is it was as if you were listening to a voice that was not yours, and so you would move in a way that was not you, and so therefore what could have been perceived as you being stuck is really you holding back what you needed to express. And that was, for me, that's difficult because I'm right there next to you. I see what you can do. I mean, this could have been fast tracked.
Sure.
But focus was in a different place.
100%.
I'll say as a community, because this isn't, you can't blame a single person on this. As a community, it was tunnel visioned.
Sure. Yeah, man, that's so weird. Stuff like that.
You know what
so
I mean?
Weird to me. Yeah. Stuff like that's so weird, and there's so much truth behind that. And and it's weird to look back at it because then, like I said earlier, it's just like one of those moments where you look back and you're like, man, why couldn't I just get my stuff together in this area? Or why couldn't everyone see this thing then? Because you're a primary person that you see things, like you see things futurely, you see things just vision wise, you see that type of stuff and you mention it. And if for you, it's kind of like you mention it and then you kind of back off and then you mention it again. Yes. Like, bro, we ain't gonna roll this way. You ain't gonna do this. And then you mention it again and then you're like, F it. Like what? I mean, whatever y'all gonna do, y'all gonna do.
Yeah.
And so
because it hurts me.
Yeah. I can see that for sure.
And it pisses me off. It's like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, 100%.
Like 100%. y'all as a community, because I'm not going to say the community. As a community, we're supposed to be building.
Yeah.
As a community, we want to be controlling.
That is my heart, man. That is the community working together to put, man, that is my vision. That's, man.
Yeah. It's like, no, as a community, we want to push in the direction that only we see. As a community, we want to push in the direction that everyone lives in.
Yeah.
So different.
And this, that's
it's
weird.
The difference between breathing and just moving.
Yeah. Yes, and it's like, I think there has to be an aspect of, especially community-wise, we have to understand that everyone lives in a different type of life or reality.
Yeah.
It's just and so like, Daniel's life looks completely different than my life. Daniel's life is chaotic. Daniel and Nicole's life, chaotic. My life, chaotic. Totally different types of chaotic. So his free time versus my free time look completely different. His walk and my walk look completely different. Yeah. And so it's like, and that's another, and it might not be intentional or it might be intentional. I don't know. But that's another aspect that I appreciate about you is the fact that you do mention those things like, hey, let's do this. Hey, you guys, we need to have a podcast. We need to do this. We need to talk about this, or we need to do this. And it's just like, in those seasons, it's like, and then what it feels like is, it's like even though you back off, it seems like you're just like, okay, this is what I perceive, and this is how I feel. And it might not, that's why I say it might not be intentional or it might be, but it feels as though you're just like, all right, I'm gonna let them be them and let them walk out whatever they need to walk out, and whatever happens from this is going to happen. I feel like regardless, someone's going to spark something up. So I'm going to just let them journey out. And so a lot's time for that growth. Me personally, I do not think 4 years ago I could have been doing anything that I'm doing now. Literally.
That's probably true.
I don't think that there's an aspect of me personally that was prepared or ready or were mature enough to walk through anything that I am walking through right now. What you got going?
Sorry, keep going. I'm listening.
And so that aspect of you that I perceive, and it is literally 100% assumption, because I know there is 100%. I 100% do know, and you vocalize that there is frustration behind all that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't not vocalize my frustration.
And so there are frustrations that that come with it, but at the same time, what gravitates people towards you, even though people might perceive you as being
ruthless,
ruthless, blunt,
aggressive, mean, whatever.
Yeah. And those things, that's what makes people gravitate towards you still. That's what makes you're always in the conversation of whatever no matter what topic we're talking about. Isaiah is always in the conversation because of who you are in general. And so that's why it doesn't feel like it's coming off maliciously. Like, even though other people might be soft-hearted and take it that way.
Soft-hearted. I like that. Oh, I'm going to start using that. Because that's not rude.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not. I mean, it's genuine. Like, there are people that are more soft-hearted. Like T might, and that's how I always try to express to Corey. Like, T might, you can say whatever you want to T Mike. It's not penetrating. Like, he's not taking that stuff to heart, and he's not like closing that stuff in his heart. He's literally like, he's basically using subtext. Like, whatever you say to him, what do you really mean? And in a way, that's how I am. I'm like, okay, you're expressing this to me, and you could be angry, you could be pissed, you could be literally throwing stuff at me and all this stuff. The whole time I'm thinking, okay, what are you really communicating to me? What are you really saying? And I haven't always been like that. I might have been. I might have processed it differently externally. And at the same time, I'm always like, words matter. But at the same time, I'm always processing. I'm like, okay, I'm processing. What are you really trying to communicate to me? Where you are genuinely expressing truths bluntly to individuals. And so for me and my personality, it's very easy for me to receive whatever you're saying or whatever, no matter how harsh it might be to individuals. I think there might have been one. Oh no, that was on your end. I was gonna say there might have been one time to where you crossed the line in my head, and I verbalized it. But that was on you. You said that you felt like you crossed the line. We were playing basketball, and you said something to me, and you felt like you crossed the line. And you said something and all this other stuff, and I was just like, bro, I didn't even think of it like that.
Me?
Yeah, you literally came to me afterwards after we played basketball, and this was at the rec. And you said, hey,
I ain't played basketball in
it was a long time ago. And you were like, you said, hey, I need to apologize and repent to you because I said this, and I felt like, and I was literally like, bro, man, I literally like don't even like equivalent. It was something equivalent to calling Dante the B word. Like it was, you thought it was offense. I took offense to it. I was like, no, bro, I was just balling, and I probably got competitive at some point, and probably like gave you a little shove or something. But I didn't take it to heart. But anyways,
interesting
your intentions, weren't in that place.
So to comment on the me pulling back, I noticed, and I've never experienced it until I got around y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Let me. Is that correct? I'll say that's what it is. If not, I'll correct it later in a different podcast. I feel like I've never experienced that scenario of you have a thing in you. But then again, I've never been around people that build or that have a vision to build.
Yeah.
So, but sitting in that, I'm like, okay, I see if I continue to do this, I will then be the other extreme voice and try to take control of that. Where it's like, bro, no, because I now have to balance where I am.
Yeah.
And I have to give space for where you are.
Yeah.
And it's always that. If I am not constantly balancing, then I'm moving the fulcrum. And that is seriously bad because one thing can outweigh the other. You move the fulcrum and then they look balanced. But really,
that word twice.
Well, I mean, that's what it is.
Fulcrum
is like, it's that triangle on the.
Not everybody knows what fulcrum
All right,
means.
well, I'm going to say the place at which something balances is the fulcrum.
Yeah.
And so if you have two things that weigh the exact same, but you are partial to one side, that one side is going to look like it either holds more or it holds less.
Yeah.
Because the fulcrum moved instead of what you're weighing holds value. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That made sense to me. If it doesn't make sense, whatever.
Yeah.
It's my journey, not yours.
It's my journey, not yours. I don't give a dang. I don't care what you're talking about.
But intentionality for you. So how does that work? 52 minutes.
No, we're good.
Sorry, not 52.
No,
y'all aren't going to see 52.
Yeah.
It's ignore it.
Yeah. What? what?
Your intentionality what are your intentions when creating?
Oh, so my intentions, I think, fall along the lines of kind of like what you said. I want to express. I want the avenue to be able to express myself, but more so, I want to be able to be myself in any area of my life. Like, so whatever I have a hand in, I want to be able to fully be myself. And as a person that creates, or a bulk of my life consists of creating, I was going to take it to a whole nother place. I want to be able to create and my voice to be heard. because I think there is this, and then the reason why, the intention behind why I want my voice to be heard is for others who feel like they are voiceless.
Because you felt you were voiceless.
Because I felt I was voiceless when I was a kid. I mean, like we were talking about this the other day. Growing up, Dontre was the extrovert. He was the rambunctious person. He was the one bouncing off the walls, and everyone had to calm him down and all this other stuff. And I was, and even in conversations, I realized that and I might have mentioned this in another podcast, but he would speak on my behalf, and it wouldn't be anything like we planned or anything. It'd be like, hey, you guys want to spend the night over your friend's house? And Dr. would be like, yeah, we do. And meanwhile, I might not have wanted to, or I might have wanted to. Either way, the decision was already made. And so I went together. And then on another side note, I would have never let Dontre go anywhere by himself. That's just how we were. Regardless of if we liked each other or not. Like I never let Dontre go.
For y'all that don't know, Dontre is Darius's twin.
100%. Older twin by 13 minutes.
13 of them things.
13, yes sir. I hear every minute of it on our birthday. So all 13 minutes, I understand that.
I would have the phone at the lowest volume for 13 minutes.
But this a few days ago when it was our birthday. I walked up to my dad's house, and he said, "Happy birthday!" Oh, wait, actually, what time is it? And I was like,
"Gosh, dang it!
You're gonna get these. We're gonna actually label them for you."
That's what that would be not like a sticker.
Yeah,
it's your birthday.
But I walked up to their house to pick up a package, and he was like, "Happy birthday!" He looked at his phone. He's like, "Oh, it's not your birthday yet." And I was like, "Come
That's
on,
so
man."
ugly.
I was like, "It is my birthday." He's like, well, 3/22. That's your birthday. That's the time you were born. I'm like, "Yeah, come on."
That's my birthday minute.
That's the time. That's the time I was born, not the date.
Ugly.
This is my birthday. But yeah, nah. And so my voice, that's what I was saying. So he was always my voice. And then I grew up, got married to somebody who was the exact same person not the exact same person, but as far as their character and all that other stuff, like it was very similar to my brothers. And that just randomly happened.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, that just randomly happened. Dontre loves to talk. Amber loves to talk. They can go on and on. Amber can go on and on. Dontre can be loud. Amber is loud. And so it's like, it seemed as though, and it just dawned on me this year that that's how it was. And we've been together we've been married for 10 years, together for like 15 years. And so, I'm just now realizing like, oh, I'm married to my dang brother.
That's being clipped. That's crazy. I'd have married my brother. That's what they do down here in the South. No. I'm not from the South. I'm from Washington. I'm from Tequila, Washington. That's why I was gonna say Seattle, but that's not accurate at all.
But people know Seattle.
And it's not. They're far different.
Yeah.
At least where I was there, it was far different. I don't know. No.
So yeah, but the voice thing didn't stem from them two. It really stemmed from being heard at number one as a black person in a white community, and then layered on top of my creativity being suppressed because this being a sports driven city, and then on top of, there's just a lot of aspects that kind of built on top of all that kind of suppressed my voice. Like, oh, it doesn't matter. It did not help that I am 5'6". That definitely didn't help. And so it's like, not only am I small as a person or an individual, but we might cut that part. I didn't like it.
Yeah, you got to keep it.
I didn't like giving my whole.
I don't know.
We transparent. It don't matter. We open. It don't matter. But anyways, so
start crying.
No, but for real. So I didn't. All those. Gummit.
I got that one.
You didn't get that one. So all of that didn't help. So all those layers didn't help. And then growing up in that culture did not help. And so it's I especially as I matured, I wanted my creativity to be my voice. And there might have been unhealthy seasons of my identity resting in that. which I think was a lot of the what word did you use? And you said stuck. That might have been the season of me being stuck as well as me navigating through. I built this person up. And that's not really who I am. And I've gone to the extreme of I'm creative. I was never allowed the opportunity to create or be creative. So I'm going to go to the other spectrum. And now I'm overcompensating. I am creative. This is, and so.
I'm sorry. I mean to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean to cut you off. Okay.
You're
not saying.
It's already done.
Is that, I don't know if you're still like this. Is that where you're like, oh, was that the time frame where you're like, oh, I'm gonna do clothing, I'm gonna do the anime, I'm gonna do the podcast, I'm gonna do all this and never commit?
Yeah. I think there was
that's one of them.
I think that's one of them. But I think that was a big one also. I think there was a big over committing, and you actually bringing some healing to me right now. That actually helped. I think there was a season of me over committing because of me overcompensating. And I wanted to be this person. Right. And so, yes, I can do that. Yes, I can do that. Yes, I can do that. And never I had all the intentions in the world to do it.
But I just still can.
Yeah. It's just, yeah. But
pacing.
What?
Pacing.
Yeah. There's just a whole lot that goes into that. But yes, I think that had a lot to do with the stuck season and me overcompensating, wanting to be something that I really, I'll say it like this. I was not mature enough, or I had not walked through any kind of remote healing, maturity, anything. And so I'm walking, and as I'm walking, I build this identity up right here. And instead of walking, now instead of going this way, I'm going this way, building up this thing.
And, interesting.
Yeah, and so that's why I said the stuck thing light went out.
Well, audio only.
no, camera's still going. But anyways, so built this thing, and where people would be like, oh, he's stuck, he's not moving. No, I'm moving. I'm just building up something that's not real.
Very interesting. So you got caught on like a highlight instead of the actual.
Yeah.
Or you got caught in a chapter instead of finishing the book
or
going through. That's a bad analogy. That's horrible.
Or to say it better, I think I just lost. I lost it.
That's okay, because I didn't have it.
What did you say? What did you say though?
I said you got stuck on a highlight or a chapter, and you didn't you committed to just the chapter. You just kept redoing the chapter.
Yeah.
Or I guess it'd be writing instead of reading. Like you're writing a chapter instead of saying, "Oh, this is a stopping point from here."
That's just
onto the next thing.
That's what I did. I saw a glimpse. I believe God,
right.
Holy Spirit,
right.
Whatever. He showed me a glimpse of something.
Right.
And I was like, oh, that's who I am now.
Right.
And even though that is who I am called to be,
you're not just that.
Not only am I not just that, like I ain't even there yet. There's a journey for me to get to that.
Oh. Okay. Here's a good question. I didn't even think about that. What was the turning point? Was it school? Did school help you?
School helped in a disciplinary way. I wouldn't say on helping me break things like that mentally or spiritually or anything like that. I don't think
show you that. I say
school honestly would have helped show me a different aspect, an unhealthy aspect, that there's a lot that I already did know. And there were minimum things that I didn't know, but in those I held on to and grasped onto those things that I didn't know. And I cherish those. But yeah, no, a turning point for me in that was, why am I getting so drained? Why do I feel so heavy?
That's another topic.
Yeah.
We wrote down.
Yeah.
Just over it.
Why is there so much on me? And that was a huge turning point for me when I realized, oh, because this huge statue that I built, I'm on the bottom of it, and all that stuff's on top of me. Everything that I've been trying to build myself up to be, like, is on top of me. And so in the conversation with God, I was just like, are you telling me that all I got to do is take it off? And it was as simple as just walk with me. And so it's just like me taking off a backpack and be like, just walking out and be like, are you serious? This is all it took? And he's like, yeah, just walk. And so I'm just walking, being intentional. And so instead of my energy being spent building this thing, I was walking with community, with people, and now I cherish, instead of me cherishing this thing that I saw a glimpse of, I'm cherishing the words that people are speaking to me and the conversations that I'm having. I'm cherishing relationships, and that's where I'm at now. I cherish a relationship more than I cherish your gift. Like, I don't care what you have to offer me now. Yes, help is great. And I, especially when it comes to video production, like I got it covered. I don't need you to operate a camera. I need to build life with you. Like, I need to know who you are. I'd much rather do that and build and pour and receive from others versus me trying to build up something that I think I am and try to be something. And then I realized from that, oh, now I can look back to last week and be like, oh, like the person that I was trying to build up naturally came out last week or in this situation or whatever. There wasn't any forcing it. It was just me being me, and I could just genuinely be myself. And I think that's all it is anyways, is you growing in you, being intentional, growing with others, being in relationship, and you just being you. Eventually what you were supposed to be or what God's called you to be will eventually come to fruition, or you'll be at least start that process of acknowledging, oh, there's a glimpse of that. There's a glimpse of that. And so
very interesting. So then when it comes to, I mean, you pick whatever art form, what does that look like? Like, what are you intentional on? I mean, I don't know what lane, your primary lane that you enjoy the most.
So I take it in two different lanes. My intention on actual creating is for the voice.
Right.
And for others to understand that, oh, he has a voice, I have a voice type of thing.
Okay.
And then I have another lane towards like, okay, what is your intention on trying to teach or trying to raise up other people in your creative gift? And my intention in that would be more along the lines of me pouring in to individuals that think that their creative gift, or they don't have the capability of grasping their creative gift. And so if we have a gift that's similar or in the same area, same arena, same field, we gonna be friends, and we're gonna be in relationally, not just on a practical note, like, hey, this is this. Because you get a lot of people that are like, I have this gift, you should be listening to me, and I just want to show you how much I know. It's just me. I feel like I'm the complete opposite, and sometimes I feel like it hurts me because it comes off as me being standoffish or me being shy and all this other stuff. When in reality, in my heart, it is more me saying,
your values are different.
Yeah,
what you value is different.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm trying to tread lightly. I don't care that you know how to work a camera slightly. Right. Like, I don't care that you know what you're doing in a slight, like not in the fullest or whatever. Like, I don't care about that. I care about your intentions in reality.
1,000%.
Yeah. Like, I want to know why you want to know all this information and what are you going to do with it? Because I was going to say, if it's not for the same values and intentions as mine. Forget you. I was gonna say that, but that's not how it is. It's more
That's that flesh talk.
yeah. It's more. It's
You'll
more.
be featured on it.
It's more so like, man, if you have an ill intention behind, like I'd rather not support that. Like I'd rather not get behind you wanting to know this information to run out and brag about this information. But then I've also matured to a point where I'm just like, I'm not responsible for what they do with what gift that they were given. I'm not responsible for that, especially the knowledge that is gained. I'm responsible for pouring out everything I have inside of me to whoever desires it or is hungry for it. And to the degree that I get empty and I trust that Holy Spirit's going to fill me up at the end of it. And so those are my intentions.
And I that's another place where I raise my hand. I'm like, that's the season that I mean, we've talked about that I'm in, where it's like, bro, I have a desire to teach.
Yeah.
But a piece of me says that if I were to teach this, I become obsolete. Whereas that's not truth.
Yeah.
But I have not walked into the truth of that's not true. I know that that's not true.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like that's true yet. I'm not settled in that yet.
Yeah. See, I think that genuinely that is maybe not for everybody, but I think for the general population.
We got a new place, and I'm still struggling with these damn chords. There we go.
I think that genuinely a lot of people struggle with that, the fear of I am no longer that, which is another podcast.
Valuable.
Yeah, I'm no longer valuable.
Yeah.
I'm no longer needed.
But then is your value your gift? Surely not.
Yeah, 100%. And that's
Surely
what I'm saying.
not.
I am the gift. Boy, that's why Encanto, have you ever watched it?
Encanto?
Encanto.
No.
You haven't watched it?
No.
Watch it tonight.
No.
Name something for me to watch. I'll watch it, and I want you to watch that.
Naruto Shippuden.
All right, I'll watch it. You
don't even have to watch No, you just have to watch all of Naruto. You watch all of Naruto, I'll watch it.
All right.
Wait,
I gotta watch all of them first.
938 episodes.
Why can't you watch that and start watching that?
Look,
that's all good.
Because Naruto's important.
In that movie,
you watch Naruto, you watch my life.
in that movie, Encanto, it's Encanto, but in that movie, at the very end of it, boy, I ain't never cried at no Pixar or Disney movie, but
I cried during Naruto.
Boy, they made it. The only reason it hit me hard, and I wasn't boo-hooing. I did have some tears going down, but at the end of it, they're like, "You're more than just your gift. We don't." They're singing it, of course, and this is a nice old song, but what they were saying is, "You're more than your gift, and we don't want your gift. We want all of you." And boy, when they said, I don't know if I was going through a season of healing or what, but. They said that, I was like, they want me. They need me. They
want
me? Like, they want me. They don't want, forget my gift, man. They want me. Who I am.
There you go.
You get familiar now.
Yeah.
Who I am is enough. And the gift comes with it. And so I'll give you all of me now. Like, I don't need people. It's hard for me to function around people that think their gift is them. And then you have those people that are on the outside looking in saying, I want the gift so that I can be there. And it's just like, we got some walking to do.
Yeah.
It's unhealthy.
Yeah. I'm curious where I'm stuck at mentally. What is causing me to be stuck? Is it the lack of sitting? Like, because sometimes I feel like I am held at a leash and I'm that dog that's trying to move, but the owner's like, hey, once you calm down, we'll go.
Yeah. Oh.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to pull.
Yeah.
Like, if you just calm down, then we'll go.
Yeah,
because
chill
then
out. I can't go while you.
that's what I'm saying. I can't allow you to keep doing this because then you're going to control where we go, and that's
and
not
you're not
it.
controlling nothing.
No.
Yeah, that's really good.
And but I'm like, bro, I don't know.
I almost ran around this room with that one. That was really good.
I literally don't know. We can go ahead. I'm just kidding.
That was really good.
So
Yeah, we got to wrap it up.
I know.
But go ahead, talk about whatever.
You broke your intentionality into two things. The voice side and then the teaching side. But when you're creating a project, whether it be music, editing a video, is there a certain thing, writing a script, is there a certain thing that you want your audience to be left with all the time?
Yeah. So there is a purpose of me writing, whether that is music, whether that is a screenplay, whether that is even to the degree of me editing. There's a reason why I cut 100%. How I cut. And so, and it really is as hard. There's not a direct answer because it depends on either the season of my life or it depends on what I am actually trying to communicate. So, and that could vary in whatever aspect I'm writing in or whatever, or creating in general. So for my music, whenever that does happen and, music's popping or whatever, I'm releasing stuff. I really feel like that first whole season of me releasing music, whether that be the first 3 albums, 4 albums, whatever, 4 or 5 years, will probably be on my journey, my walk, from where I began to the place that I got that new direction, or I'm turning another direction. And so, so as far as music goes, is that a lot of my screenwriting, a lot of my short films, a lot of my, like, whatever it is in that area is predominantly in the area of reality and the lack of reality in actual cinematography. I don't want to watch something. And be like, yeah, but I definitely want to respond to that way. Like, or I know a lot of people wouldn't respond that way. Like, genuinely, someone would really respond like this.
Yeah.
But they're trying to make their stuff look a lot better, and so they have to put this on top of it and this on top. And so it's just like, I want genuine, like, a bad ending to a story is not always bad. It does not make a bad film.
Wait. When you saying, are you saying, like, give me an example before because I'm about to freak out if we're on the same page.
I'll give just a broad example.
I don't get a flake in my phone. On the floor.
That's wild.
Give me an example.
I'll give a broad example. The good guy in the story,
right,
dying.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not a bad ending.
It's incredible.
It's not a bad ending.
I hope he dies.
I actually hope he dies. I prayed at the beginning of the movie. Hope he died. I hope this dude dies.
And everyone cries. I hope
that does not
flesh talk.
Because the reality
I'm just kidding.
You're wild. The reality is not everyone has that happy ending. Actually, majority of people don't get that happy ending of 100%. This person breaking through and actually making it type of thing. For example, like, there's just a lot of examples. But, like, Ricky dying in Bad Boys, like, I love that.
Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sorry. We're definitely cutting that.
No. I mean, pretty much.
Here's the thing. I was confident with that. I was literally confident. I said it twice, I think. I don't know.
So what's the movie? Ricky dying in? B2B.
Boys in the Hood.
Oh,
What were you thinking?
I was trying to help you out.
That's Boys in the Hood.
Yep, it is.
Okay.
I said B2B. That's Back to the Hood. I don't even know.
No, that's
I don't
wild.
even know.
But him dying in Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
Really, I love that aspect of it.
Shout out Ice Cube.
Shout out. So yeah, I just in aspects of that, like I don't think that. So I want to write from a true and like one of the very first things when I was like 16, 17 that I ever wrote out. Never produced it or anything like that, but it was of a literally scene opened up with the family arguing, and it was a mom and dad arguing. Daughter was in the back listening to it, type of thing, and she runs out and or they stop arguing. Dad runs off, drives off in the car. Mom's there. And the daughter's like, why y'all always arguing, this and that? And she's like, oh, it's life situations, blah, 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 this and that. And then the daughter's like, what about like love? You guys teach me to love and all this, whoop. Dad ends up talking with his little brother. Little brother tries to get him all hyped up. Dad comes back. And in a regular movie that we see today, in whatever form it is,
everyone makes up.
Is that they made up and all this other stuff, and then but in mine, it's just like they come back and there is some like they're both trying to reconcile, but in the end, it's right back unraveled because this person's trying to communicate this, and they instead of actually trying to communicate for understanding, they're trying to communicate so that the individual can hear them instead of them hearing the other person. And so it ends up unraveling, and then the scene literally abruptly ends right there in the middle of their argument. And so to show the reality of like, yeah, like there can be this aha moment, but if you're not intentional on whatever you're doing, then that thing's going right back.
That's doing terrible in the box office.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because people want the happy ending. They want hope, which I understand is needed. But I add hope in there. There's an aspect of hope that I added in there so that people can be on that cliffhanger, like, and
then you pull that hoe away.
Yeah, and then I just pull it away because in reality, that's where a lot of us live.
Have you seen what is it, Of Mice and Men or Two Mice and Men or whatever?
Of Mice and Men.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, where the slow guy ends up getting shot in the head.
Why are you gonna? I was gonna say, well, I don't know if I'd recommend the movie because it's kind of slow.
It is a slow movie.
I don't recommend the book either because I don't like to read. But I mean, if you like to read, by all means, go ahead.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree because I had a conversation with someone of influence who said that every song that I write should end with a happy ending. And I said, I respect your opinion. I can't listen to you no more.
That's tough.
Yeah. I was like, I can't listen to you in the aspect of 100%. Creativity. Not as a whole. Just that one lane we're not talking about.
Yeah.
Because you don't see it, you don't get it.
Yeah.
All respect to you, but
yeah.
Come on.
See, that's why I like things like Inception, like movies like Inception. Have you seen it?
I saw it when I was in like middle school.
Where it leaves you to believe that there can be two different things that happen, and you don't know which one happened.
Oh, really?
So and so it's just like, bruh, that junk is good.
I gotta rewatch it.
That's good. Oh yeah, Inception's really good.
I haven't seen Kaleidoscope. I heard that's really good.
Yeah, that's good. There's the one with you talking to Denzel Washington.
That was a weird.
It's not good.
No, whatever makes it work.
Yeah, it made it click. Denzel Washington's son. I can't think of it right now.
His son. I didn't even. Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna send you a list today.
I won't watch him.
You need to. You owe it to me. I don't owe you nothing.
I don't owe you a damn thing.
So, but no, I'm a for real send them, but whether you watch them or not, it's on you. But,
okay. But I mean, I think we talked a lot longer.
Yeah, a lot longer than intended.
But
It's all good. Let me
turn your Bluetooth.
Hit it, yes, sir. I already had it ready.
All right, y'all. If y'all have any questions, if y'all got this far, put something in the comments. Let us know how.
Did you turn the Bluetooth up?
Oh, man, I'm out
I
here
know you're trying to close.
Crazy.
You're trying to close.
But it's okay because I was choking a little bit.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says I'm connected.
That's crazy. Put in the.
Hey. That's the
your
Lord
same
right
song.
There. You ain't suggested nothing different.
You never asked me to. Put in the comments what y'all would like us to talk about. Thank you. Love y'all.
I'm under pressure, and I know that I can't take no more. I'm steady stressing, trying to give out all that I can pour. I know you need me in your life, but I can see you're sore. I'm ready to jump ship, but I'll leave that up to last resort. I'm under pressure, and I know that I can't take no more. I'm steady stressing, trying to give out all that I can pour. I know you need me in your life, but I can see you're sore. I'm ready to jump ship, but I'll leave that up to last resort. I want you now, but I know that feeling won't last forever. Really trying to fight back, but my mind is changing like the matter. I know this feeling is real, just like the day I met you. But I know that leads to let down, so I'll just catch you.